Hello everyone and welcome back. I'm Duke Silver. Today we are playing Muerte. Muerte is a hero that I really don't play very often, but the hero selection was very sparse, and so I figured I'd give it a go because there are definitely some specific builds where Muerte can actually really shine, and we're gonna see one of those today. But before we get fully into it here, I just wanted to remind you that as we approach 500 subscribers, I will be doing a giveaway at 500. Once we reach 500 subscribers, I'll be giving away 2 700 gem codes. So yeah, watch out for that as we get closer to 500. And I should just mention that in addition to that, like once we reach 1,000 subscribers, I'll be doing an even bigger giveaway where I'll be giving away at least a super pan bundle, which is a long ways off yet, but figured I should just throw that out there. But anyway, so we start off this game with, we get to triple our polywoggle on 2.2 here. We're going to be a little bit weak for a turn, but we pick up a boiling beaker, so hopefully we'll be able to get some stats onto our polywoggle and get it to flip, hopefully relatively quickly. Although not with this shop, because we roll a Turkish Delight and a pretty medium shop. I mean, we're going to take the mummy. Again, the mummy's going to want stats as well, because the mummy's going to be our kind of value engine here with our hero power. We come across a very strong Piper, so we miss a 2 out of 3 there to flip our polywoggle, so a little bit unfortunate for that. But we get a couple pairs here out of this shop. Again, still nothing, no way to get value out of our boiling beaker, but we do find a triple for a dragon, and we're going to sell down to pick up this Shepherd Sling. Shepherd Sling's going to add a fair amount of stats. It's going to give our polywoggle quite a bit more quite a bit more percentage chance to slay. Also makes our mummy a lot better with our hero power. And I'm very tempted to just lock this shop for both these Spellweavers, just in case we can get some monster book things happening. But without a spell that I really wanted to cast, I don't think I'm gonna do that. Okay, so we get the polywoggle slay and it survives, so we get to keep our golden character on the board, and it's a Sporko. It's nerfed Sporko, but it's still, Sporko is very good, a golden Sporko especially. Giving +8 attack to the things in front of it instead of +10 is still a ton of stats. And again, there's another pair here that just aren't incredibly optimal to take right now, so we're just gonna roll past that one as well. And we're gonna use a Mix Whizzle on our Sporko here, just in case we can find a TLK, which we will play down just to get a golden 6 if we can find one, but unfortunately we do not. I'm gonna trade this chicken for this Cindy though. Like, it's gonna be a level 2 treasure at some point, and there are definitely level 2 treasures that are good later in the game, things like Rune Stones and Noble Steed, things that you want closer to level 5, so even a late Cindy I think is a good pickup. Alright, unfortunately our mummy doesn't get a lot of value there, hitting two smaller characters, but our golden characters here are enough to clean up the fight and win. Considering the copycat there just for the mummy, but since the mummy doesn't have a ton of stats on it, I'm not super excited to do that. And yeah, we're gonna put stats on the Sporko. Just having a big ranged character, like, I mean, the stats from the Sporko are gonna make our mummy relevant, and the mummy's probably not gonna stick around super long term. Sporko is definitely something that we're gonna keep on the board for probably most of the game. So, all right, and there's a monster book. And I am gonna take that. I'm just figuring out what to sell for it. It might be the dragon, but I'm gonna sell the crafty, which is kind of unfortunate because we get out of a pair. But I think the dragon's just a little bit more effective in combat, and we need to put our best foot forward in combat because we're still down a character, and we're definitely kind of floundering a little bit here. But we get a good mummy hit there, as well as some good hits in combat, and end up winning that fight as well, even down a character. And the fact that we got our double spell from the book with the Cindy on board means that she only needs one more quest progress to finish. Consider buying this friendly spirit, but I picked up a couple of very late familiars, but I think with the hero power on Muerte, I still I still don't hate picking up the familiars, even on 4.1. I mean, we're gonna see how good they are, I guess. But yeah. All right, and then we find another book, and there's a forbidden fruit in shop, which we're gonna use, and then we get a Skip's puzzle rune out of our level 2 treasure. And with that filling up our last treasure slot, that's actually fantastic. We've got 2 treasures already, or 2 pairs already, so we're very, very likely to get the Skip's puzzle rune off before it becomes irrelevant. And this opponent was knocked out early. They have a pig, and they've got a very large apple tree in 1 there. I'm not entirely sure why they've got it in slot 1, but it doesn't really matter. Anyways, we take them out. All right, so now we really just want to be casting cantrips, which we're gonna find a couple here, as well as we want to be able to we want to triple this monster book. We're gonna take this pair. It's another pair for the Skip's puzzle rune. Also, like we might end up getting into a crystal ball kind of thing. And there's a spellweaver which I considered, but the 4.1 wizard's familiars are already a little bit loose, so we're not going to do that. And I consider just mix-a-whizzling here to get some more spells onto the board, but I figure getting the level 3 treasure is a little bit more important, and it is crystal ball. And yeah, we're not gonna lock the cantrip going into level 5 here, because now that we have the crystal ball, we really want to find Aeon. I guess we are level 5 because of the Skip's puzzle rune. So, and these wizards familiars, even from 4.1, they're picking up stats pretty fast, and they're relevant characters. I would say like 12 in the, I think it was what, 3 turns there, 3 combats, 2 combats. It's not too bad. Again, we're just going to put some more stats onto the Sporko. We don't want to spend too much on spells. We don't have any spell cost reductions, so we're going to be very choosy about which targeted spells we use until we can get some spell cost reduction. All right, we find the triple for our monster book, which is fantastic. And what we're going to do here is we're actually going to we're going to replace the Shepherd's Sling, but we're going to keep the stats for this turn. Mostly because I don't think Loki has any treasures that I really want. Like, they're not going to have like Hat or Forking Rod or things like that. So, and because they're bottom board, I don't think they have a terribly exciting treasure. So yeah, we're just going to hold it until next turn, and then we're going to take the Krampus Sleigh next turn. Because we're starting to feel quite strong with the Golden Monster Book and Morte's Hero Power. I considered Evil Eye as well, but I just don't think the extra attack from the Sporko matters as much as us trying to spike a treasure from someone else at this point. And yeah, we're gonna pick up a Hercules. If we can get a couple hits on it before it dies this turn, then we can potentially get a level 6 treasure out of it. We're at 22, so we're like relatively healthy. There are a lot of stats on that board though. We get a Pigomorph out of our monster book, but their soul attack combined with our damage spells onto their donkey ends up being a pretty bad combo for us, and we end up losing that fight. There's a pumpkin, which I'm briefly considering. I mean, we're gonna take the Aeon because we've got the ball. It's still, I think it's 5.1 right now. Or no, maybe it's 5.2. But still, I think the Aeon is still worth taking, especially with this double monster book because of Muerte's hero power. And there's another Aeon, which I am gonna take. The positioning gets a little bit weird here. Just because like we want to be supporting the Aeons, but also we want the monster book to die before the Aeons. So it's and yeah, because we're down to 13, this Herc is gonna have at least 2 more turns to go. So I think we're just gonna shard it. It's gonna give us a stat, or give us some stats with the Aeons, and then we're gonna cast this Kidnap again. Just get as much stats on the Aeons as we can. The Burnbeard is definitely the worst thing that we could have gotten. Doom Breath, Pumpkin, or Ashwood would have been so much better, but like it's not, the stats aren't completely terrible on the Burnbeard. They're worse than the Herc was, but it put attack on everything else, so maybe that'll make it end up being worth it. And the we almost get the tie there, but their Drax Saber gives them just enough stats to make a bad break point for us at the end there, and we end up losing the fight and dropping down to 5. We did get 1 Aeon Slay though, so just even the 1 spell cost reduction is very good. And this Krampus Slay is looking worse and worse each turn. Now we're against top board. Everyone else is below 10, and this opponent is at 38, so they haven't lost to combat. So I'm definitely terrified at this point. So what we're gonna do here is basically we're gonna try and scam them. We're gonna take the pumpkin and we're gonna cast the Cat's Call, and we're just gonna hold on for dear life, basically. A little bit unfortunate that I should probably swap the Burn Beard and the second Aeon just for stats in general. Also, this opponent, who is undefeated, is also a Book Mage's build. They haven't gotten a Crystal Ball. They've been relying on just what looks like a deck of many things. I'm sure they had books as well at some point. Otherwise, those Spellweavers would not have gotten as large as they have. But fortunately, because they're playing mages, their pumpkin isn't all that impressive, kind of like ours. And it comes down to a 50-50 there, but we do manage to hang on and get a tie and survive there. So that's enormous for us. And again, we got a couple slays. We got 1 slay with the Aeon. So we do have one spell cost reduction, so we can cast some spells. But unfortunately, we're not really seeing a ton of targeted spells. We took the Doom Breath because, I mean, I figure we need the Doom Breath to put in some work here for us to be able to survive some combats. Again, we need to scam to survive. We're kind of like a hybrid mage scam build here, and we come up against an opponent with double Bearstein and Echo Wood, but we manage to our Doom Breath manages to take out 2 of their big payoff characters and significantly reduce their power level. And we've got quite a few stats. Our Wizard's Familiar have actually like the stats they've accrued throughout the game have ended up being very relevant. We steal a cat there, which honestly at this point in this game, or with the sarcophagus going, we're absolutely happy to steal any body that absorbs sarcophagus hits. And yeah, we held out and got another tie. Again, this Krampus Slay has just been kind of sitting on in our treasure slot, kind of mocking us. Now, Free Beauty's influence is is kind of hard to turn down, but because we're playing Pumpkin and we're kind of relying on the Pumpkin, we really have to turn it down, unfortunately. As much as I would love to try and get a chain of spells going, it's just not worth it to turn something good on this board in particular. Cat's Call was there's an argument for Cat's Call. I mean, we're against the Ghost, but at the same time, like, I think everyone is relatively similar in power level, so casting a Cat's Call just to be safe might have been worth it. We get double Pigomorph out of our monster book spells, so that's gonna help us steal up that victory, and we finally get to use our Krampus Slay. We get a sarcophagus, and I'm definitely happy to take a sarcophagus here because. Like again, we know the opponent is playing mages, so their toughness is generally pretty low, especially since they don't have Crystal Ball to be putting toughness characters or toughness spells onto the board. So this sarcophagus is actually going to do a ton of work even at this stage in the game. And also we triple our Aeon and we get an Ambrosia. Ambrosia is exactly the treasure I was hoping for there. And also I considered buying another book here, but we don't want the second book to die first, and then we get less spell value out of it, so we're going to take Southern Siren. Last time they had things on their front line that we could have stolen with the Southern Siren, but they have gotten much bigger here. But we get some good spells out of our monster book there, and our Wizard's Familiar, again, is keeping pace stat-wise. And yeah, we end up popping out a bunch of golden characters and dealing 24 damage. So just shy of max damage there. Which is huge because, I mean, the 38-6 life gap is something we need to close as fast as possible. And then we TLK our Wizard's Familiar into a huge triply, so that is fantastic. All right, and there's a very large Sign of the Storm, which I'm not sure if it fits. I mean, it does fit on the board, but also we know the Southern Siren is not big enough to steal anything, so we're gonna trade it out for a Medusa, and we're gonna roll with this and hope that it gets there. All right, not the best best hits ever. We get our golden the golden pumpkin gets pigomorphed, so that reduces our strength by a ton, but the giant Tripoli has enough stats to take on their front line, and our sarcophagus and book spells end up cleaning up the rest, and we deal over 14 in that second combat. So yeah, really fortunate run out there. We managed to scam and play book mages at the same time, and yeah, that was a wild one. We were really holding on for dear life for quite a while, but yeah, we managed to get the victory in relatively short order, which I thought, from what I thought was going to be a very long, drawn-out finals. But yeah, that was a book mages game with Muerte. Again, that's what's one of the builds that can really sing with Muerte. Getting all those extra spells matters a lot, as we saw there. We saw how much scaling we got out of the Wizard's Familiars, and the Aeon got nice and large. We didn't really cast that many spells off of the Crystal Ball, so yeah, I'm really gonna say the book was the MVP of this game. But yeah, if you enjoyed that or found it educational, consider leaving a like and subscribing if you haven't already. Again, we'll be doing this 700 code giveaway at 500 subscribers, which we are at 428 currently. And then yeah, and then we'll do another giveaway at 1,000, but I guess we'll deal with that when it comes. Yeah, so yeah, let me know what you thought of this game. Again, let me know what you think of the new patch. What do you think of the new art? What's your favorite new art? Yeah, leave a comment. I respond to every comment, and I love hearing from y'all. So yeah, I would love to hear your thoughts. Again, with all that being said, I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow.